Mr. Chase Hona. Chase is actually in the works of the brand new CD, which will be out in January. So you'll want to check that out. This is a song from his current album called On the Chase. Tuna. All right, everybody, it's that time. We're going to ask you to silence your cell phones. We're going to have you stand up and get ready to do our opening song. Come on out, everybody. We're going to start with the Spirit Song. Here we go. Happy Sunday.
Hey, good morning. Woke up this morning with my mind set on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind set on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind set on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hey, say hello to somebody around you. Good morning. I know I am. All right, here we go. Living in love and with my mind set on Spirit. Living in love and with my mind set on Spirit. Living in love and with my mind set on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey.
Oh well, you know what? I'm really disappointed. There's so many of you. No, no. It was hard getting up after only having one service, but no, I'm thrilled
We're back.
to see. Yeah, they're back, and we're happy to see you all here this morning. And anyway, let's get going. We got a lot to cover today.
A lot of slides this morning.
All right, so on our last Wednesday of the month, October the 30th, we're starting what we're calling Wellness Wednesdays. And Denise Marie is going to be talking about Reiki. She's a Reiki master. And we're going to, we have other people here in the center that have different modalities of healing. And we're going to have and highlight them once a month. So come and see me for that. We've got... I'm trying to remember, Andrea's doing it the following month. So, and I want Linda to do one. And so we've got a bunch of you. So it's just a love offering. Put that on your calendars. Dr. G, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, Palm Springs Pride is coming up in 2 weeks. There's going to be a spaghetti dinner at the Palm Springs Center for Spiritual Living. That'll be held on Saturday. And for those of you who'd like to walk with us, we are number 10 out of 300. Wow. I know, which means we're going to be done by 10:20. I mean, you cannot afford. Yeah, no, you need to be in our space. We need to be ready to go by 9 o'clock in the morning because we roll off at 10. By 10:20, we're at the end, and we'll go back and circle and get on someone else's float.
I'll probably be all by myself here that morning.
Yeah, you might be. You might be.
And so anyway, Dr. Joe will be there.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be hearing more about this from our wonderful practitioner. Gail, she's going to be doing this healing through the holidays without you. Maybe some tips on what you can do during the holidays when you're really sad about not having somebody here. She'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of her Power Talk. And then, we want to congratulate.
Yes. We had 2 winners this week at the Desert Star Awards Theater League. Michael, stand up. He was one of the winners. And Steve, where's Steve Morgan?
Yes.
Steve, when his Pirates of Penzance.
Right. Michael Hadley directed that, put it all together, and Steve, and we have other congregants here who are
They're
they
in
here?
Hawaii.
They're in Hawaii, but
Right.
Steve's right there.
Right.
Anyway, we're very proud of you guys. Thank you. And then a trip to, I don't know how many more. They still have a few openings. Check at the Rainbow Alliance for a trip to Integratron. And I said it was $25 because my contacts obviously weren't working. It's $75, but that includes lunch. So please sign up at the Rainbow Alliance table. And then I don't know how you can forget when they're all over the place, but we have our pet ministry. I'm sure they need a lot of funding for food and what have you, and they'll be out there. So there's Ginny Wiseman who does that.
Few announcements, video ones coming up. We saw them last week, but we need to repeat them again for this week.
Through time, there have been voices. Voices that inspire. Voices that drive us. Voices that share the way. Now, for the first time, you are invited to be immersed in these life-altering voices of the past, to create a new stepping stone in your life for your future. Your guide, Reverend Ruth Ann Banner. An 8-week course beginning Tuesday, October 29th, from 9 a.m. to noon.
Hey, normally at this point we say, oh, Dr. Joe's going to teach a class, it's going to be really good, you're going to really enjoy it, you're going to get a lot out of it, and you're not going to know what the heck it means. All right, I'm teaching self-mastery. Chances are this is going to be the last time I teach self-mastery at this center. Self-mastery at this class is based on the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, but it's not the crux of the class. The class is all about how to discover your greatest potential. And you know what? You may have had the class. In fact, if you've had the class, you know that the comments about this class, even from practitioners and ministers, are that it is probably one of the best classes we've ever taught in all of their curriculum. So that means this is a hot ticket. This is a hot number. And you got one more chance to do it. I'm making it really affordable so that a lot of people can do it. It's like $20 a class. Even if you've taken it, if your life isn't reflecting it, maybe you need a refresher course. And if your life isn't reflecting that which you really want to experience, this is going to change everything for you. It changed everything for me. And as soon as I started teaching this course, people were just talking about how they transformed. This is going to happen. I'm only teaching Monday nights, starting at 6 o'clock, and I want you to sign up as soon as possible. Thank you. Hey, so you might be wondering why I'm doing this announcement. Especially if you're at the center, you're probably looking at me over here, standing right here. But there's a reason why. The reason why is this. I tend to get emotional when I talk about the subject matter, and I want to make sure that we can put this out to the live stream and to our social media posts so that there's a lot of clarity around this process. As many of you know, in June this year, I announced that I would be retiring, or at least I'm starting to plan my retirement, and we would move into a succession plan. The Board of Trustees and the search committee have been very active in this process, and the application process closed on September 30th. On September 30th, we then resumed the search committee and looked at all of the different resumes, and we have narrowed it down to 3 different candidates. The process will be like this. A candidate will come in on a Tuesday into our valley. On Wednesday, they will do a Wednesday night service, which I'll explain a little bit more in that. And then on that following Sunday, they will join us, and the candidate and myself will do pick-a-page. So you'll be able to see the candidate do a standard talk, and then you're going to see how they do on their feet. I strongly encourage you to attend the Wednesday night service first, because this will be your opportunity to see in totality with an entire music team this person's program. They're putting the entire program together for that evening for you. This is your opportunity to see who will be the future leader of CSL Palm Desert. So I encourage you to be here. We're going to have a buffet or a pasta dinner or something before each one so that we can have a sense of community at 5:30, and then at 6:30 on those Wednesday nights. That's what's going to happen. So plan on being there. Thank you. On October October 23rd, Wednesday, October 23rd, there will be a pasta dinner here at the Center for Spiritual Living at 5:30, followed by our first candidate, Charles Hall. Charles Hall comes to us from Seattle. He started out as the Seattle Center for Spiritual Living. He did a stint at the Agape Youth and Family Ministry. He did a stint at the headquarters for the Youth and Family Ministry, and then he founded a church called Genesis in Seattle. He is our first. For self-mastery. If you're not in by the end of this, or by tomorrow, the class is closed after tomorrow. All right, let's introduce our guest soloist now. Ready? Chase, come on out, man. Tell them about him. There we go.
All right, once again, Chase Huda is going to be on sax with us today, everybody. Put your hands together for this amazing young talent. We're going to do a couple songs from the Peace Please show that I wrote, and it also featured Chase on the CD, and there'll be CDs, etc. outside. So, are you ready, kids? 1, 2, 3, and... May not have the answer of the how, the when, or why. May not know which way to go when the tempers start to fly. But we cannot hide behind the truth when the world is trapped in fear. And we can't explain away the pain and just hope it disappears. We may not move a mountain, and we may not reach the sky. We cannot calm the waters deep if we can't see eye to eye. But we cannot hide behind the truth that's become so out of hand. We may not get a second chance, so we gotta take a stand. We've got to try. We've disposed of all the grace. We've got to try. Oh, heal us for we fall from grace. We've got to try. It's time to elevate the human race. We've got to try. Oh, 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 try. But we cannot hide behind the truth that's become so out of hand. We may not get a second chance, so we've got to take a stand. We've got to try to make this world a better place. Try. Heal us for we fall from grace. We gotta elevate the human race.
Thank you, Jerry Lynn and Chase, and the band, and the singers.
Thank you, Mike, Gina.
Thank you, guys. Great job. All right, so we always start every week out with our mission statement, so please join me. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. And now it's time to welcome our Power Talk. Are you ready? Gail, I'm excited. Gail, is this your first one? Yes. So this is Gail's first Power Talk for us. So she's one of our ministerial students. Let's welcome Gail, everybody.
Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Joe, and good morning, Palm Desert. So most of you know me as one of our practitioners that works with individuals here at the center through their journeys through grief and loss. And you're right, that would be me. But today, I'm doing something new. I'm doing my first Power Talk. So I'm going to put on a new hat. How about that? And from here, we're going to see how it goes. So I'm really curious about something this morning. I wonder if you've ever worked on something really difficult in your life. And then, when you feel like you've grown through it, boom, it pops up again. And you feel like it's a giant setback. Well, I see a lot of nodding heads, and I know that I have many, many times. And Dr. David Hawkins, in his book Power versus Force, addresses setback, and this is what he says. You have never lost your way. You are never off the path, but maybe it has come up again to heal in a new way or to provide a new perspective of higher vision. Don't you just love that perspective? Let's hold on to that for a minute and see if we can grow it. So we often feel like we come around to the same problems, the same challenges over and over again. And we wonder, why do I keep coming back to this? As if we're doing something wrong, or maybe we're making a mistake. Well, the truth is, whatever is in front of us right now is exactly what needs to be in front of us. And if it feels like the same issue, the same problems over and over again, rest assured, it's not. Because you can never step in the same river twice. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus states this truth beautifully, and he says, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he or she is not the same man. So while I was going through practitioner training, something really icky happened in my life. I got a new boss, yep, you know him, the boss from hell, and a job that I had dearly loved for nearly 30 years became a job that I absolutely hated overnight. And my first reaction was this, hey, wait a minute, I've been doing this spiritual practice. Why is it not working? And I share my reaction with you today because many of us, when we're on the spiritual path, have something icky come up in our lives. Maybe it's a health issue. Maybe it's a financial concern or a relationship problem. But we have something icky that comes up and we ask ourselves, hey, wait a minute. Why is my spiritual practice not working? And how can I fix it? Well, what I've learned and what I want to share with you today is that there's nothing to fix. And your spiritual practice is working. It's absolutely working. What's happening is when we go through something icky, we have the unbelievable opportunity to grow. And in my case, my opportunity to grow came in asking myself and also answering a couple of important questions. How can I grow through this situation? And how can I use this icky mess to create a better me? So since I've been a practitioner here at the center, I've worked with a number of congregants. who have had something icky that happened in their life, and they either temporarily stop coming to services or they cease their spiritual practice. And what I want to make sure that you understand today is that the truth is, through this icky, the absolute truth is that it's your spiritual path that will get you through. It's your spiritual practice that will get you through. And sticking with my spiritual practice taught me something really incredible. And that's that every person, absolutely everyone that comes before me is there to help me, whether it's obvious or not. And my icky boss helped me to realize that, Gail, it is time to move on. It's time, Gail, for you to start growing again. And by growing again, I have been able to create the most amazing life for myself that I could even describe to you. And I am certain that making this decision actually extended my lifespan, and I'm pretty certain it might have saved my life. And I think that's a pretty good return on spiritual investment. So the spiritual capsule to this lesson today is this. No matter what you're going through, no matter how wonderful or no matter how awful, this is your center. And we are here for you. We're here to lift you up. Bottom line is, we're here to hold the space for you through the wonderful and through the icky. So thank you for listening today, and thank you for supporting me as I put on a brand new hat.
Thank you, Gail. Good job. Good job.
Thank you. Okay, so Healing Through the Holidays Without You is all about supporting you during the upcoming holidays if you've lost a loved one or loved ones, and also through all of the special occasions and seasons throughout the year. So in effect, it's kind of a spiritual survival kit for the holidays. So drawing from both personal and professional grief experiences, this workshop is going to empower you to approach these special occasions with a new confidence and to heal through the holidays, the upcoming holidays, in a healthy way. So holidays after loss are difficult, but they can also be good. So let us show you how. Please join us on Tuesday, November 5th at either 9 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. in the Ohm Room for Healing Through the Holidays Without You. There's a sign up on the patio. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, Gail. They said leave it on. I think I'm supposed to leave it on. Thank you. Thanks, Gail. All right, let's go into our meditation. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Sink into our chair. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale out. We can change the world, one heart at a time. We can change the world, one heart at a time. I see you, I know you. You're a part of me. We can change the world, one heart at a time. We can change the world, one heart at a time.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living in Palm Desert. I know within me, I am totally aware of the one power, the one universal energy that is surrounding all creation. Everything is spirit. Everything that manifests, everything that is, and everything that isn't is spirit. And I am eternally connected to this beautiful fabric of energy that permeates the entire universe. Every place that I am, spirit is. And I know that I am an individualized, beautiful expression of this wonderful, wonderful power. And so I open my heart to the full richness of life, to all the possibilities and potentials that are awaiting my calling them forth. And I know that every person, every experience that comes through my life is an opportunity to grow and to love. That in each person, I see the beautiful, individualized expression of spirit. And now I know that we are all one, always connected. I see the beauty in life, and I embrace it. Every day, I walk this life full of gratitude for all the good and all the fullness and all the love and joy that this life has to offer. And I am so grateful for all the people that make this possible, this feeling of immersion and love in this center, that every week make it into something beautiful. Every experience, something new. And so, I release my word to the law, knowing this is already done, that it's already good. And I just let go and let Spirit do the work. So if this works for you, if this sounds something like you would like to hear, if this is something that resonates within your heart, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Now please join me. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. breath in. Please join me. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are a family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. Last time, all the way through. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are my part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. One more time. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love.
Unsettled times filled with doubt and fear as we struggle to understand. Take a deep breath and open your heart. Reach for each other's hand. Stand in the presence of love, no matter where you go.
Great job. Great job. Great job. All right, so I was listening to a newscast this week. Anybody do that? Yeah. The mistake of listening to the news, right? And they were using some words that I kept thinking, man, these are all fear-based words. Can anybody relate to that? Little fear-based stuff going on? So these were the words that were being used. Is it cold in here? Yes. Okay, even I'm cold. Can we turn it up? Are you ready? Feel that. Feel that. I know, it's like icicles, isn't it? I know. Okay. Thank you, William. These are the words that were being used a lot. Victimization, insecurity, undervalued, and inflexibility. Now, they were used on a global scale, like, talking about different things going on in the world, but then I also realized that whatever's ever happening in the global world is also happening in our own world many times, because the outside world is a reflection of what's happening on the inside of all of us. So I wanted to go through some of these ideas with you today, and what I've done is I've taken them and I've attached some of my own thoughts, and then I'm going to go through and then give an Ernest Holmes quote to kind of sew it up for you. Is that all right? Are we good? Here we go. Victimization, belief that the movie of your life is controlling you instead of you controlling it. Many times when we are in a victim role, we think we're just walking through some sort of thing, some sort of role, and the movie's already been, printed, and we have no choices. We just feel like we're moving, and we have to do what we have to do. Did we ever use those phrases? I have to do what I have to do, and this is what I have to, H-A-F-T-A. Have you heard that before, have to do? I have to do that. Instead of us controlling what's going on in our lives, we just feel like we're moving through it, sort of just kind of doing it without actually creating it. Principle of gratitude. When we start talking about that, victimization, one thing that can start changing a victimized role is the idea of gratitude. Principle of gratitude connects us with the higher vision of life. Sometimes our little would be considered a dream by others. Think about that. Sometimes our little things in life, people would hope to experience that kind of stuff, right? Let's see, do I go to Brazil or do I go to Peru, right? Oh my gosh, some people would love to have those problems with us. And when you look at the kind of problems we have some champagne problems, don't we? I mean, some of us have some really big ones, and I know some of us are, carrying a lot of stuff on our shoulders. But when you look at it in the big scheme of things, a lot of our problems are champagne problems. So when I'm looking at places where I'm feeling victimized, and I look at it in the grand scheme of things, I go, yeah, you know what, Joe, it's kind of lame that you would take that posture of being victimized when really you have so much to be grateful for. Does that make sense? All right. Gratitude always grows the garden. Whatever I'm grateful for grows. So as soon as I'm starting to feel like a victim, I have to look at my life and go, but what is working with my life? And go into that place of gratitude so that I can begin to grow that emotion, grow that feeling. Because as soon as I begin to grow that emotion, that feeling, then things begin to change. But as long as I'm walking around in the role of a victim, what's going to happen to me when I'm feeling like a victim? What am I going to attract? More reasons to be victimized, right? Through the law of attraction, when I am feeling vulnerable, and then this is always the words that I use, sometimes when I'm feeling vulnerable, it's when I become even more vulnerable because that's when things begin to happen that create an attitude of vulnerability around me. Does that make sense? All right, continue. Dr. Holmes said this, I deliberately turn from everything that depresses and sing a song of praise, of gratitude and joy. I sing a song of the triumph of spirit over all apparent negation. In the midst of darkness, I sing a song of the dawn, for I know that the eternal light dissipates all darkness. So when I'm feeling that way, I'm actually going ahead and trying to hang on to the one thing of light that I can hang on to. My problem is, and anybody ever experienced this? Sometimes I'm not good at seeing that glimmer of light when I'm feeling like crap. Anybody? Anybody? 3 people? Good. Okay, good. We'll start a support group. Sometimes when things get dark and I feel like things are dark, I think, wow, how can I see this little glimmer of light? Because all of my emotions heap on at one time. Anybody do that? Where suddenly it's like you suddenly start to spiral and all these emotions get stronger and stronger. And as they get stronger and stronger, you find yourself not being able to see yourself out of it. That's when, just like Gail said, that's when you have to come to the center. That's not, here's what's so funny. I love this. I'll talk to people. I know that I love this part. People talk about, I've been going through a really hard time. I'm like, yeah. And I said, I can see that. So I'm not going to come to the center for a while because I need a break. I'm like, you think you're a mess now. Wow, just you wait. This is going to be really good. But do I say that? No. But do I think that? Yes. I'm thinking people are saying, I need to take a break from all this spirituality stuff. I'm like, yeah, you try. We'll just put all the principles like gravity on hold while you just wait and deal with your life. Okay, here we go. Insecurity. Fear can be trusted. It's called a caterpillar consciousness, creates the shift from insecurity to inner security. Sometimes, just like Gail's talk, Gail, that was perfect talk. Sometimes when in our lives, we can look at a situation, even though we're repeating it, we can say, oh, you know what? But this is allowing me to move into something greater, so I can go from that insecurity to an inner security that no matter what happens here, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. That doesn't mean the earth isn't going to shake. That means things aren't going to not happen, but it won't matter as much because I have this inner security versus my insecurity. So it's turning your insecurities into an inner knowingness. Does that make sense? Okay? And the caterpillar consciousness is that little by little. And I'm beginning to feel that way in a lot of parts of life. Just little by little, things are beginning to show up in a way that, little by little. I keep wanting them to be huge strides. Don't you want to just have this big bang moment where you go, boom, everything's fixed? I've never experienced that. And I don't think it's even possible to experience that. I think all of it's a caterpillar consciousness because we just keep rolling and building that place. Waiting for that big thing to happen. You wait your whole life and you look back on your life and you go, my God, I've spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks waiting, months and months, years and years for some of you waiting for that big thing to happen. And in the meantime, you're kind of miserable in the middle. Caterpillar consciousness, know that it's growing. Dr. Holmes said this, once our consciousness becomes stabilized through security founded on a conviction of the nature of God, and we come to an inner awareness that the creative intelligence of the universe resides at the center of us, then will our experience take on a pattern of harmony, a natural outflowing of our inner security. Don't you love that? I love that. Let's dissect that just for a minute. Once we become to that place where we stabilize, I like the idea of stabilized through conviction. In other words, I have to have a conversation with myself where I say to myself, Joe, look, back off of what's happening in this moment and look at your life in retrospect and go, all the things that you've always worried about have always worked out. This isn't going to be the biggest exception of your life. So let's just know this is happening. So once I stabilize my insecurity by looking at how my world has unfolded in the past and actually brought me to places of really great times, then I have to go, okay, look, then I know this is working. All right? And that's when we begin to create patterns of harmony. I like the idea of patterns of harmony. I'm trying to do that in my own life, creating times where there would normally be some sort of conflict and creating instead a pattern of harmony, even if that means I need to be more quiet. Recognizing my contribution when things are not harmonious, how am I contributing to that lack of harmony? And so, many times recently, I've just been keeping my mouth quiet, and I know, people are shocked, because they're like, what's wrong with you? You're being quiet. It's exactly right. Sometimes we can be contributors, and sometimes if we just sit back and listen, harmony will establish itself by me not mandating it. Sound familiar? Undervalued. I'm worthless. People are talking about being undervalued. Surface thinking creates the illusion of worthlessness. Whenever we're thinking on the surface of our life, we're looking just at the superficial things of our life, many times we can feel a sense of worthlessness. What happens to you isn't really happening to you, it's happening through you, which would require an acceptance that your experience is God experience. Your experience is God's experience. How could God be worthless? If your experience is God's experience, then how could God's experience be worthless? It can't be. So neither can you. So when we undervalue ourselves, we have to look at the bigger picture and go, God would never create a situation in which it would experience this worthlessness. So God isn't worthless. Why am I feeling that way? It's because I'm not interpreting my life correctly. I'm not taking the things that I need to look at in my life and putting them in proper perspective and order. Does this make sense? So when I'm feeling undervalued, I have to remember that there is some worth, because I wouldn't even be here if the universe didn't want to express by means of me through this experience. Now, does that mean I'm going to be the perfect person and say all the right things at the right time and do all the things at the right time and be perfect? No. I've never met a person like that, ever. So let's grasp something new. Let's grasp, if God can't be worthless, I can't be worthless. And whatever God is, I am. And let's establish that early on in that conversation we're having with ourselves so that we don't fall prey to an undervalued sense of self. Does it make sense? Yes. All right? Dr. Holmes said this, each of us are unique expressions of God. Behind our personality is our divine individuality. We all have many faces, many moods when the personality is hiding the individualization. But through all of these many faces of the personality, there is a flowing, the essential essence of the living spirit. So each one of us, when we are getting to that place where we're feeling worthless or undervalued, it's a time for us to look and say, you know what? There is a divine creativity that is being held dormant by my actions. I am holding my own creativity in captivity. Does that make sense? I'm holding I need to write that down. I know that's really profound, isn't it? Yeah, we need to make a book on that. I'm holding my own creativity in captivity because of my lack of sense of worth and self-esteem, and not realizing that the divine is always working through us. We need to write that down. That was really profound. I don't know where that came from. Okay, write that down. I like that. See, I don't remember half the stuff that I say. I never remember anything. Yeah, say it again. What did I say? I am being held in captivity. My creativity is being held in captivity. Yeah, that's it. See, when you channel, you don't know what you say. You don't have no idea what I say half the time. Inflexibility. Are you ready? How many people feel like they're inflexibility? They're inflexible. Well, hell yes, I do sometimes. What do they say? I heard this earlier. I'm not high maintenance, I'm low tolerance. You like that one? Yeah, I am not high maintenance, I am low tolerance. So sometimes I appear to be inflexible when really I'm not. I just have low tolerance. Where we see inflexibility, it's a signal for opportunity. When our ego self encounters obstacles, it responds by force, not by flow. Okay? When the ego self shows up, it's not going to flow. There's going to be a force that goes to it, all right? When attacked, we gather everything in our arsenal to protect our way. Sound familiar? Sounds familiar everywhere? Ironically, the very force that created it is the same force used to create the necessary change. Toss the habits of old and embrace spontaneity. So the counter of inflexibility is spontaneity. For some, that may seem like unattainable. But I want you to think about that, how the universe creates. When I put that ego self away, right, I am now able to look at those encounters and those obstacles, I reframe them differently, and I don't always have to protect my terrain. What was interesting about this whole lesson today was it was all fear-based stuff that I'm hearing out in the world that's actually creating more fear in the people around us. And so the only way for us to counter that fear is to empower people through the things that we know and the mental equivalents that will change this energy. Hang on. Don't invent a new reaction. Instead, rely on the inner security you just obtained to guide you through the next experience. Don't invent a new reaction. You don't have to pretend to invent something new, but just listen to that inner voice, that inner security that's allowing something new to come forward. Not doing the same old thing again, but allowing something new, that security within yourself to move forward. That will create the new answer. Human we are, doing the best we can and ever seeking a fuller realization of our source. Our experience is filled with laughter and tears, singing, dancing, praying, and exalting, and sometimes falling into the depths of despair. We need to have a good-natured flexibility toward all that we encounter, not fighting against life, but cooperating with it. Not sure if we can do that, but let's make that a goal for this week. Let's make it a goal for this week that as the chaos in the outside world continues, and it seems to be doing pretty well by itself on the chaos department, we don't have to participate at that level of consciousness or the level of vibration that was established there. Through our human thinking, we can realize that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and whatever it is, we don't have to encounter it through force, but rather through faith and empowerment. So here we go, taking those four concepts. This is how, when we're dealing with each other or even our own internal dialogue, this is how we create balance, all right? First one, from victimization into gratitude. Okay? These are your takeaways today. From victimization to gratitude, from insecurity to inner security. Does that make sense? From feeling undervalued to just realize that you are God in skin. That you are God in skin. Okay? When I'm feeling undervalued, I have to remember that I am God in skin and you're in God in skin. Sin. Ha! Wow. I wouldn't mean, God in sin could be fun too. Okay. A little fun. And moving from inflexibility to some sense of spontaneity. These are the things that we can move, how we can counter these things that are happening in the world around us, and how we can base our dialogue with other people who are feeling the same kind of conflict we are. If you hear these kinds of qualities, at least you know how to fix them or start to adjust them a little bit in terms of how you dialogue differently with people. And maybe we could just move the needle just a tiny bit. Because that's truly what we want to do, is just move the needle a little bit. We don't have to make the big changes. Just move the needle a little bit, and you're going to find that that's exactly what you needed to do. And that's exactly what other people need to do. And then we start beginning to move the needle on a grand scale. Does that make sense? Yes. So end your lesson. Thank you, everybody. Two things before I walk off. I want to remind you, the Wednesday pasta dinner, we have to get a number of people who are going to attend Wednesday night for the dinner at 5:30. So on your way out, there will be someone on the patio taking that information. There's no charge for it. We just need to put ticks down so we know how many people to order for, okay? Because we're going to have a little pasta dinner before Wednesday. I'm really wanting you to be there Wednesday night to see Charles Hall. It's going to be a fantastic evening. The band's going to be here. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too, so we'll see you on Wednesday, all right?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Joe. At this time, I'd like to invite our ushers to please come forward. And those of you that are live streaming, please don't forget to text your offering or call, and they can take your offering over the phone. All right. So let us just take a deep breath in, and let's say our offertory prayer together, please. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely. knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
When I wake up in the morning, I trust God.
I trust God.
When I'm looking for the answer, I trust God.
I trust God.
When I don't understand, I know God has a plan. So I put it in His hands, 'cause I trust God.
I trust God.
When I trust God, there is nothing I cannot do. 'Cause I trust God is gonna see me through. Put it in His hands.
I put it in
God's hands.
I put it in
God's capable hands.
I put it in
God's hands. Yes, I do.
I put it in
God's capable hands.
put it in God's hands.
Put it in God's capable hands.
Put it in God's hands. Put it in God's
Capable hands. Well, I trust God, there isn't nothing that I cannot do. 'Cause I trust God is gonna see me through. Put it in His hands.
I put it in
God's hands.
I put it in God's
Capable hands.
put it in God's hands. I put it in God's
Capable hands.
I put it in God's hands. I put it in God's
Capable hands.
I put it in God's hands.
Hey.
I put it in God's
Capable hands. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Tell everyone your name.
My name is Wong,
Yes, and Wong is leaving us
with my husband.
with his husband. No, yes, with his husband, Tom. Tom's been our co-chair of our abundance committee and has worked so hard on this campaign. We're gonna all miss him, especially I'm gonna miss him. And they're moving to Fort Lauderdale. This is a good thing. I told them that there'll never be a center like us, but they will not listen. We counter-prayed, you know. He asked me to pray. Okay, look, listen to this. He asked me to pray to sell his house. I go, okay, as a good practitioner, I have to. And I did. Next day, he said they got an offer on their house and they want a 10-day escrow, all cash. I go, damn, I'm good. Too good. Then they wouldn't give me a commission. No, we are going to miss you, and thank you, Tom. Yes, and both of you. Yes, thank you. All right, let's bless this offering together, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Please give that to Tom. This will be the last time Tom will be doing this. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Wong. We love you. Yes. Okay. All right. All right, at this time, we'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please don't be bashful. We have a gift for you. We'd love to welcome you. Anyone here for the first time? No? Oh, there they are. Please stand. Okay, thank you. And yes, stand so we can acknowledge you and appreciate you. Please take your card out to the foyer table there in the entry and we have a little spiritual tool bag for you. And we welcome you, and if you're visiting, enjoy your stay. If you're from the Valley, we'd love for you to come back. All right, so these are our part of all my practitioners and ministers that are in the sanctuary. Please stand up. This is part of our prayer team. Thank you for all you do. And then over in the OM room, if you're going through anything, please go over there and have our practitioners pray with you. Just like with Tom, we have miracles happen like that. So look at our full list. Please don't forget Wednesday to come here for the dinner. Sign up so we have enough food or not too much food and anything. Anyway, we've got a full calendar here, so please join us for that. All right, and here's our cute little pets here coming through. They're up for adoption. I look at all these cutie pies, and they have a bake sale.
Christina had a baby. She's not up for adoption. But 4 days after the last pet ministry, she had little Casey Heaven.
Oh, that one's not up for adoption? Oh, okay, darn. A month old yesterday. All right, very cute. So go on out there and support them. Oh, congratulations. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a closing prayer. Just want to let you know, Dr. Joe is feeling a little under the weather, so he won't be out there saying goodbye, but I'll give you a hug. And don't forget, Jerry Lynn, they have CDs out there if you want to stop by and support them. They would greatly appreciate that. So let's do a prayer. So let's take a deep breath in. So right here, right now, we recognize that we are God in this skin, this body, this vessel. And so everything that we are, God is. So we are part of that perfection. We are that beauty, that divine intelligence, that wholeness. That is the truth of who we are. So we get our bloated nothingness out of the way, recognizing the truth of who we are, recognizing the beauty and perfection of each person, and recognizing the icky stuff in our life is here to push us forward, to make us open up to new possibilities of being. So we say thank you. We say thank you for each breath we take. We say thank you for where we are, knowing that it is leading us, guiding us to where we need to be. And so I know that this is the truth for me. I know that this is the truth for each of you here because we are one. So I surrender. I surrender to this thing called life, knowing it is all right, it is all good because it is all God. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everyone. See you Wednesday.